Hello. I'm back again with another video after the introduction one. So, my video idea for my first video is actually a recent lesson that I've learned recently. Yeah. And that is to stop letting feelings that pass make your identity, your whole personality, and your whole life. You have to stop doing that. Because you might be feeling sad one moment and then happy the next hour. For example, I have a really hard time going to bed. I have a really hard time focusing on a particular sound. Similar to meditation, I listen to rain sounds or wind sounds on Spotify to help me focus on something that helps me fall asleep. But I have a very hard time doing that. I always procrastinate because of boredom. And I have a bunch of thoughts in my head that cannot stop right before I go to bed. Now, I am in my era where I'm trying to figure my shit out. I want to fix my sleep schedule, like go to bed early, wake up early, eat healthy, keep my apartment clean, start doing this, upload YouTube videos. Also focus on my work. But because I'm bored, because I'm quite bored as well of my life at the same time, I tend to procrastinate a lot going to bed. I just scroll on my phone like a zombie out of boredom. I just can't go to sleep. I need to keep myself entertained, even though me scrolling on my phone is not going to help in any type of way with that. So my life was a mess, like quite a while ago, and most of my life because I let feelings get the best out of me. I let feelings dictate my identity and my reality and my whole life. If I'm bored with my life, before I go to bed, I end up not sleeping the whole night. If I'm angry or sad, I binge eat, which in turn makes me gain some extra kilograms that I'm not comfortable with. If I get anxious, I run away and I lose great opportunities. And that is how my image gets created in the real life world as someone who binge eats. That's how my identity gets created. A binge eater, a big procrastinator that can't fall asleep or go to bed early for the life of them. Someone who has no chance to wake up early. And that's it. That was my whole identity. Dania, the binge eater. The one who always procrastinates before goes to bed. And the one that cannot wake up early for the life of herself. Even though that is not the person that I want to be. I want to eat healthy. I want to eat clean. I want to live the healthiest life I could ever live. I want to be as healthy as I can. I want to go to bed with peace of mind. And I want to be able to wake up early so that I can get everything that I want done. But that is impossible to do because I let feelings control me. Now, what are feelings? Feelings are emotions that come and go. They're like clouds in the sky. For example, I might get very bored at one point of time, and then suddenly I get an idea. Oh, I want to get into singing. Oh, I want to start learning Spanish. And suddenly I'm not bored anymore. I'm inspired and I'm very set up on doing this new thing. I'm no longer bored. And I was bored 20 minutes ago. So how can you let something so fleeting control your actions in your life? How can you do that? How can I do that? So every time I go to bed, I have this sense of boredom. A lot of days I get a sense of boredom. A lot of nights, actually. But I know that I have to get up early to get stuff done. And I know that me scrolling on Instagram or TikTok is not going to solve anything. It's just going to be more bored and more dissatisfied with my choices in my life. So what I'm telling myself is, Danya, do not let fleeting, untrustworthy feelings that come and go dictate your whole life and your identity. And then I go to bed. And then I shut off all my thoughts, and I focus on those rain sounds until I fall asleep. So if I can do that, why can't you do that? If I can evaluate when I'm stressed out enough to binge eat and stop myself and find another way to channel my anger and my stress rather than food, then why can't you do it? So that is what I want you to take out of this video, is that every time when you feel a certain strong emotion like boredom, stress, anger, and you have the urge to do something, you have to ask yourself, am I doing this because I actually want to do it, or because I'm doing this destructive action caused by this feeling? Is this feeling gonna pass, or is it a problem that I just feel 24/7 every single day? Has this feeling passed before? Easily. What can I do to make this feeling pass without me doing said destructive action? Another example is perhaps you're nervous and you're scared about trying something new, applying for a job, applying for a college, going for an audition, because you're scared and you're stressed and you overthink that you're not good enough, that people are not going to choose you, that the same way as I feel and I felt when I tried starting a YouTube channel before, and when I haven't even uploaded this video, that I'm not good enough, that I stutter a lot, that I have a bunch of lapses and I forget important words in my speech because I'm nervous that no one's gonna watch me because I don't enjoy editing and I like one-head shots like this. And I have no social media presence. So I'm scared and I overthink and I think about negative things a lot, like this one, like these ones. And then I have a choice to make between not uploading this video because X, Y, and Z, or uploading this video, trying out my luck, and learning from my mistakes. And each time I try again, I have more chances to succeed. That's the same way with you too. For example, you want to audition for a modeling job. But let's say you have a couple extra kilograms. I'm not trying to encourage eating disorders or anything. This is just an example. You want to audition for a model spot. But you're scared because you're camera shy, you're a couple extra kilograms, you've never had any experience in this particular field. So you end up not doing it and wondering for years how it could have been if I would have applied for said modeling spot or modeling gig. But if you were to apply for the audition, you might have not gotten the spot, the role, the job, whatever. But perhaps you would have asked the people in charge to tell you what could you have improved at. What would have you been able to do said job much better? You would have seen how an interview room looks like, how an interview is done, how an audition looks like, how it's done. And then you'd have tried again with the new acquired information. And then you would have had much more chances each time you tried to get said job or gig or whatever than if you would have never tried it at all. So please, 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 stop letting your emotions dictate your life choices. Because a bunch of little life choices make a whole identity. They create your identity. Your life choices make your identity. Maybe not in your head. Maybe you have a whole different image of yourself. But you create this personality in front of the public, in front of all the other people, in front of the world, by your life choices, by choosing to wake up late and not having enough time to get stuff done, by having a sleepless night because you chose to stay on Instagram and TikTok out of boredom, by binge eating and being the extra kilograms and gaining the extra kilograms that you don't want to have, by always being late, by always staying in your comfort zones and only doing whatever you're comfortable with and never growing and never evolving. Now let's see, what does this equal to in front of the world? And I'm only saying this if you want to get yourself a better image. Well, it comes across as, this girl is always late. She's not trustworthy. We can never trust her that she's gonna be on time. This girl is lazy. She doesn't get any stuff done. This girl's fat. I said it. Most people do think, we actually look at each other's bodies and we evaluate if you're skinny or fat. I'm not the skinniest person out here. I'm not trying to judge anybody. That is just human nature. We have eyes, we tend to look. This girl is fat, and I see her at, and maybe as her friend, I see her eating McDonald's every day. I see her binge fast food every day. So she's always gonna be fat. She is not a healthy eater. Which means that she doesn't take care of her body. She doesn't eat healthy. She doesn't take care of herself. So she doesn't take care of herself. She's lazy. She doesn't get shit done. And her life is never gonna change because she never tries to get out of her comfort zone. Now, I'm only saying this if you're trying to change your image, to upgrade your image in front of the world. But really, the most important thing is for you to be happy with yourself. You have to be proud of yourself. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and be pleased and content and proud and happy with what you have achieved every day and what type of person are you. And that's only going to happen once you stop letting feelings and emotions control you. How many people, do you know those gym builders? Most guys that are in shape always say that there are a bunch of days when I don't feel like going to the gym, but I go anyways. I force myself and go anyways, and that is how they achieve that great body that they have. Because feelings and emotions are nothing when it comes to your life and your identity. Obviously, we have traumas and we need, to fix them and address them. But when it comes to building your identity, you must never make your emotions and your feelings to be your identity. Neither trauma. What makes your identity are your life choices. And those life choices are only controlled by your mind. In your mind, you have a choice between going with your logic or going with your emotions. And if going with your emotions is going to get a negative effect, you need to go with your logic. You need to look at this as objective as possible. Emotions are great when you're trying to change things for the good. If you want to take better actions, and in order to take better actions that are going to better your life, then you need to look at your emotions and assess them and discuss them. But if your emotions are worsening your life by making you binge eat, sleep late, not procrastinate in bed, then you might want to have to put them on the back burner. Because at the end of the day, we all want to better our day. We all want to better our lives. We want a better partner. We want a certain number in our bank account. We want our bodies to look a certain way. We want to travel. We want to, we want to start a business, whatever. All of this is not going to happen if you wallow in a corner and put your emotions and your feelings before your actions. All of us have feelings. Back in the day, when there were no cars and no social media around, you know what I mean. There were times when there were cars and no social media, but whatever, you got the gist. When people were forced to do work no matter how they felt, and they got work done. They got all the work done. Success was much easier back then. Because feelings were not an option, and obviously that had the side effects, the bad side effects. But now it's time to find a balance between emotions and actions. A balance in which both of them can coexist in harmony. And the way to that is we only prioritize feelings when it's bettering our lives, and it doesn't, and it equates in us being happier. And if us being sad equals us making toxic decisions for ourselves, then we prioritize the logical mind. So yeah, that's everything that I wanted to say. Thanks for watching if you watched. I'm not sure if anyone watched, but oh well. Bye bye.